Hey y'all, so it's Kendall and I'm back at it again with another video. Today, as y'all see in the title, I'm going to be talking about how I am a 22-year-old virgin, and yes, I do want to stay that way until marriage. So, I guess the main thing is why. When I was younger, I already knew, because I was raised a Christian. I already knew. Well, my primary thing it was that I wanted to wait until marriage because I was a Christian. But when I was younger, it was more so I just didn't want to have sex with just anybody, especially anybody that was short term, that I was only going to be with for like 2 days, 2 months. I said 2 days, maybe. But like like 2 months, a couple months, a year. Like I'm talking, yeah. I need something long term in order for me to be giving that up. So that was my main thing when I was like young. But as I got older, and then when I was younger, I wasn't really that focused on like having sex. Like back then, the Disney shows were still popping, all that other stuff. I wasn't worried about all that. Okay, so as I was saying, as I got older, it just became like a different type of. It was the same reasoning to where as though I wanted to wait for someone that I wanted to spend more than a couple months with, or a year or something like that with. But now it became more so as I want to be able to love that person for life. Like I don't want to just be with a random person just for the sake of, oh, I lost it, So, and it also was like a spiritual thing too, because although we all sin, like we all sin. We tell lies, we do this, that, and the third, and this is the one thing I felt like, and although you ask for forgiveness and stuff like that, but still, this is the one thing I felt like I could stay committed to, no matter what, within my faith, because I know still getting me together, as far as my faith. So, this is the one thing I know, no matter what I do, I'm gonna stay on to this. Like I'm not letting anybody stray me from my end goal, which is losing my virginity to my husband, because that's just what I want to do. I mean, I want somebody to cherish my body. I don't want anybody to feel like they used me, or I don't want any temporary love, as far as losing my virginity, like any empty feeling afterwards. I don't want that. I don't want to feel like I don't know. Like I don't want any soul ties, and I'll get into that later on, but I don't want anything to have to do with that. So I just feel like if I save myself for my husband, and some people also compare it to, oh well, if you save yourself for your husband, how do you know you won't have any other experiences? So how do you know he's the best? This then third. I won't, but I feel like I love him so much that that part is an add-on. You get what I'm saying? Like that part of the relationship is added on. So I don't feel like I would be missing anything. Like honestly, I don't feel like I would be missing anything, because I would love this person so much. And I am trying to get back on my faith, but my faith, sorry. So we'd be so connected that it would be more than just sex. You know what I'm saying? It would be more than just that. It would be us building a connection and a bond, and yeah. So I feel like as far as that go, I don't need anybody to compare him to. And if you really want to think about it that way, I have nobody to compare him to. So I won't be like, dang, well Chris with Jim, like, way better than. And I do find that some people do that. Say he does something that he doesn't do, or he does something better than he does, then you'll be like, dang, he did it this way, like he did it way better than him. Or some people would say, I can't do it because the sex is really not there. Like I got better from other places and this, that, and the third. And I just don't want that mentality I don't want that way of thinking in my head when I'm thinking of my husband. First I want to think of the emotional connection, the mental bond, the spiritual bond that we have, like, before the sexual need. Because of course, sex is a necessity in marriage. But for me, it's for marriage. each their own, but that's just me. Okay, so if you see me looking down, I'm looking at some notes because I know I can go off on a tangent, so I don't want to do too much. But yeah. Also, I simply just don't want kids right now. I don't want kids. Some people be like, okay, but we have condoms. Okay, we have birth control. Condoms are, people, of course people know, but condoms are still iffy. You can still get pregnant. Condom can break and you don't even know. Just a lot of things can happen. Nothing is 100% bulletproof. Nothing is 100% bullet. I start speaking another language. Look, you remember, see? Nothing is 100% bulletproof. I'm sorry, y'all. Even birth control, you can end up getting pregnant if sometimes you know you mess up your birth control. Even that's not 100% bulletproof. So I don't want anything inside of my body, and this is a personal opinion. This is a personal, this is my opinion. I don't want anything in my body that I feel can alter anything inside of my body. Anything that can affect my body in a way that is unnatural to me doesn't feel, I don't want it. Like, it can alter your periods. I'm fine with having it once a month. I mean, I'm fine with having it once a month. It can alter your periods. You get it 1 month, you don't get it the next month, you don't get it the next month, then you get it that month. I mean, I'm cool. It can make you bloated. It can make you a little bigger sometimes. That's why a lot of people decide to get off of it again. And they be like, nah, because it was doing something to my body. I don't want anything that can potentially harm my body. Yeah. So I don't want anything that could potentially harm my body in any way, shape, or form. So that's the reason why I don't want to get on birth control. And I'd rather wait until I have a husband. Because birth control for what? You're my husband. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So yeah. The next thing, I said I wasn't ready for kids, and it's like, it's easy for you to watch, like, niece, nephew, little cousin, baby cousin, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, you know how people be like, oh my gosh, I have baby fever, because you see a little cute baby video. Or like, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have kids, this, that, and the third, because you see the little babies playing around and the cute part, and like they having fun, the cute side of with the babies. Babies are a lot of work. You don't understand that they are human. I need to be fully prepared to, actually a lot of people are never like fully prepared for a baby. Like, let's be real. But what I'm saying as far as fully prepared is, I need to be solid in myself and solid in what I want to do to have a kid. And I'm married in this and the third. That's a joint effort to, you have to figure that out with your partner. You have to figure it out with your husband or wife or whatever. Okay, so my next reason is that I do believe in soul ties. Soul ties do exist. And I do feel like you take from those that you take from those that you simply interact with every day. You ever hung out with somebody, and this has to be conversational, is when I'm talking, but you ever hung out with somebody and they got an attitude, and the attitude start to rub up on you, and you like, ugh, I cannot do this. I gotta get away from her because she make me mad, or he making me angry. I don't got time. Or like people always say, I don't want to be around bad energy, bad vibes. You don't know what a person deeply has inside their heart, or inside like the energy that flows within them. You really don't know. People are good actresses and actors. People can hide that. So I feel like when you don't get to know somebody on a deeper level, at a deeper scale, and you just have sex with them, like you basically, using each other's bodies, but you can transfer energy, and that energy, when you have sex with somebody else, is transferred to them. So then they got the energy from you and the bull. It's just too much going on, and then you wondering why you feel a certain way inside, or you attach to too many different people, or you feel like, oh, I want him, you done had sex with. I don't know. It's just a whole thing. I'll be reading up on it, and I'll be looking at some people's videos that have, you know, had sex and all of that. And a lot of people say the same thing, and a lot of people do agree as far as soul ties. You feel a connection to a certain person, and sometimes with women it's a little deeper. It's a little more emotional, whether we want to believe it or not. A lot of women can say no, they don't. But some people, a lot of women also say, well, the ones that I've seen and the people I've talked to personally say that, yeah, sometimes there can be emotional connection there once you have sex. Like, that's why some people say sometimes out of their mouth, they just, I love you during sex. You only know this person for 2 months, you love them. You love them. You only know this person for a month or a couple of weeks and you love them, but it's slipping out. It's an emotional connection that you're having, but you don't want it to be long term, you know? So I just don't want any type of soul ties with anybody. I don't want to be tied down by anybody. I don't want to be like, because I also see a lot of people that say they can't let go. Like, you know, people say, oh, it was too good. Or some men say, what do the men say? They be like, oh yeah, do you ever have some, you know, some vagina that was just had you feeling crazy? Soul ties. You're tied to this lady because she had sex with you. Now you're forming an emotional connection because, but only off of sex, which is driving you crazy. You can't even control yourself because you're just thinking about sex. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. I don't want no soul ties. I'm good. I just want, you know, one person. I do. That's it. Another one is that, hold on. Okay. And basically, now I do let people know in the beginning, because more so beforehand, hold up. I had to put my computer down. But beforehand, it was more so it will just come up in conversation. But now I do let people know initially. I don't care how awkward or weird the question is. Well, not even a question, it's a statement. I am a virgin. I'm waiting till marriage. How you doing? If you try to come at me, I'm just going to automatically tell you that I'm a virgin now, because I don't have time for the and I'm just being real right now. I'm not trying to sugarcoat it or nothing. I don't have time for the wishy-washy, like, oh, you're a virgin, and but do you want to lose? No, I said I'm a virgin. I said I'm waiting till marriage. I said those two things, you can take it or you can leave it. It's not too much conversation on that part with me, because I feel like you're not going to waver anything I got going on as far as my virginity. You know what I'm saying? Because men really feel like they can waver your decision. Like, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Okay, so I'm going to give you an example of how men try to waver your decision. I told this one man, it was a couple instances, it was different times, different, you know, things. I told this one man, I was like, no, mind you, I forgot to tell him originally, but then he hit me up again. I forgot how we stopped talking, but we just stopped talking. He hit me up again, and I was like, I don't remember telling him, but yeah, I'm a virgin, I went to marriage. Oh, you ain't tell me. Okay, well, this is your time to peace out, you know? This is your time to hit the little deuce and dip out the door. Since I ain't tell you, you sounding like he's taking it some type of way. I don't know. And I was like, yeah, well, that's what it is. And then he was like, oh, all right, that's cool. But the thing is, I didn't want to come off too forceful, because he didn't come off like crazy about it. He just was like, oh, yeah, I don't think you told me that. And I was like, oh, all right, well, if I didn't tell you before, I'm telling you now. So that's what it is. That's what this gonna be. And he was like, okay, that's cool, this, that, and the third. So we was talking, great conversation, this, that, and the third. But it didn't really go nowhere. So I prefer to tell people beforehand. And I hate when people be like, why did you have to tell me like that? Like, you have to just bounce out of nowhere and just say it. I really did, because you kept asking me to come to your house, like, for every date. For the first date, and you asked me to come to your house. I don't care. Listen, I do not care. I don't like that. Don't ask me to come to your house on the first date. I'm a virgin, basically. I don't want kids. I'm trying to keep my promise to God that I will stay a virgin till marriage. I'm treating my body like a temple, and I don't want too many bodies in me. I believe in soul ties, and I don't want to be tied down or not. I don't want to be tied down to anybody with different soul ties to other people, because that can be transferred to me. I don't want any type of medication in my body or any type of anything birth control in my body. And yeah, that's basically it. Now I just figure I just tell people beforehand, so there's no confusion. If y'all like this video, like, comment, subscribe, leave a little heart emoji or something. And yeah, I'm gonna be making more videos, like sit down and talk with me videos, story times, and all those types of videos, as well as vlogs. So thank you for staying this long, and peace out, y'all.